Exploration is something we take for granted today. Every single aircraft records vast oceans, while satellites mark every mountain. But imagine standing on the shore with nothing but a vast and endless ocean stretching out before you. The feeling of being completely isolated. The ocean is a great unknown, with no radio, no GPS, no compass, only the stars above to guide you. There is no guarantee that you will return, and yet you set sail. In an age where civilization depended on the uncharted waters, some courageous individuals defied life's little certainties. Deserts, mountains, and oceans, they were all barriers, but these ancient explorers believed the world could be traversed, relying solely on the stars, the tides, and their own intuition. Incredibly, entire civilizations were discovered through their audacity and brilliance, but the strangest part? These explorers, once pioneers of human history, have often been forgotten or lost in history books. Their stories and their impact on the world are buried in time. Today, we honor those ancient pioneers whose feats changed the world, even if history has left them in the shadows.
This is TrueSpark.
When we think of great explorers, images of European galleons or Viking longships often come to mind. But they weren't the only ones to conquer the vast oceans. Consider the tiny Polynesian canoes, which set sail across the world's largest ocean, the Pacific, over 3,000 years ago. These canoes, crafted with incredible care and skill, could navigate vast distances that would be unimaginable today. Without written maps or charts, the Polynesians depended on a remarkable system of navigation, something that is very hard to do today because of light pollution. They used the stars. They memorized entire star maps, learning where every star rose and set, and used these celestial bodies as their guides. The ocean wasn't an obstacle, it was a bridge to new lands. They read the sky, but also the clouds and the waves. They could tell what lay hidden behind the horizon, whether it is an island or a reef, just by how the water moved. Their knowledge was passed down not through books, but through oral traditions, stories, and songs that connected them to their ancestors. Their voyages weren't just about reaching new lands. They thrived in these far-flung islands, cultivating crops, building complex societies, and creating vibrant cultures. From Hawaii to Easter Island, the Polynesians reached places that seemed to be at the very edge of the world. And as incredible as their achievements were, modern science is only now catching up to what they already knew. They were the true masters of the Pacific, long before even the age of European exploration. Not all exploration leaves behind maps or monuments. Some leaves behind only stories, half-remembered, whispered through time. One such story comes from the heart of medieval West Africa. In the early 14th century, the Mali Empire, located in West Africa, was a powerhouse of wealth, knowledge, and culture. Its cities like Timbuktu thrived with scholars and merchants. Among its rulers was a mysterious figure, Mansa Abubakari II. According to accounts gathered centuries ago, Abubakari was not content to simply rule. He was consumed by a question: what lay beyond the vast Atlantic Ocean? As the story goes, he gathered a massive fleet, hundreds, even thousands of ships, and sent them westward into the open ocean. The currents were strong, the ocean endless. Only one ship returned, its crew saying the others had been pulled into unknown waters. But Abubakari was undeterred. Rather than send more, he made a decision few rulers ever have. He abdicated his throne, handing power to his brother Mansa Musa, who would later become one of history's richest men. And Abubakari himself led a second voyage into the Atlantic, never to return. Did he reach the Americas before Columbus? There's no evidence to prove it. His story, recorded by an Egyptian scholar based on Musa's testimony, remains wrapped in mystery. Historians today regard it as legend, a tale impossible to verify, but impossible to entirely dismiss. Yet the story endures, not because it's proven, but because it represents something larger. The spirit of exploration is not always about reaching land. Sometimes it's the courage to leave, knowing that you might never come back. Abubakari's fleet may have vanished, but his story might not. The Austronesians existed before the great Polynesian seafaring civilizations. Their amazing voyages started over 5,000 years ago, and they were the first true global mariners, with a culture that stretched from Taiwan to Madagascar. The most amazing thing about the Austronesians is that they weren't merely on a conquest or trade expedition. They were connecting, exploring, and building networks that would cross enormous oceans. Their outrigger canoes, which could travel great distances in choppy waters without capsizing, were engineering marvels. They had the stars, the winds, and a profound awareness of the ocean's currents, but they lacked modern tools. Crops, animals, and technologies that would spread throughout the Indo-Pacific were brought by the Austronesians on their expeditions. Bananas, yams, chickens, and languages all traveled from island to island on the backs of these master navigators. In fact, certain Austronesian traders even made it to the Americas, trading goods with early South American cultures. The fact that the sweet potato, a native crop of the Americas, existed in Polynesia prior to European contact indicates that these extensive trade networks might have traveled the Pacific much earlier than Europeans did. The Austronesians set sail not out of necessity, but out of capability, because they believed in relationship, in possibility, and in themselves to get past the horizon. way back before the establishment of the Greek and Roman civilizations. There existed another mighty maritime civilization, the Minoans. From their base on the island of Crete, the Minoans dominated the Mediterranean as early as 2000 BC. They were the first European seafarers, and their power extended far and wide across the continent. Their vessels were swift, long, and exquisitely built, giving them mastery over the seas for centuries. The Minoans were also great traders, creating extensive networks throughout the Mediterranean. They traded olive oil, pottery, metals, and dyes, defining the economies of the ancient world. Their cities were sophisticated, with complex palaces, colorful frescoes, and sophisticated water systems. But in the span of a moment, their civilization was lost. In approximately 1600 BC, a colossal volcanic explosion on the island of Thera, modern Santorini, caused a disastrous tsunami that destroyed much of Crete. In a matter of years, the once mighty Minoan Empire was in ruins. Others think that the decline of the Minoans inspired the tale of Atlantis, a very advanced society ravaged by the fury of nature. But even in their decline, the Minoans made a lasting impact on the world. Their artistic, architectural, and cultural heritage can still be detected in the subsequent civilizations. They were the first great Mediterranean explorers, the first to establish sea-based empires. And yet, as with so many other lost civilizations, their history was forgotten over time.
Thank you so much for watching.
If you enjoyed these types of videos, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the forgotten stories of the world. Got a topic you want me to cover next? Drop it in the comments below. We read every one of them.
This is TrueSpark.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.